This country is in a revolution. They're sick and tired of what they're getting, and I happen to be lucky enough to be part of it.
It has been said that when in the course of human events, an oppression so revolts its subject that it becomes necessary to alter or abolish the means of that tyranny. Is it that time when our Bill of Rights is defiled every day? When our adventures abroad threaten our security at home? When the Federal Reserve keeps our free nation enslaved by debt? When the people of the world tremble under the thumb of corporate imperialism? And now, our nation is drifting dangerously from freedom to fascism. So I have to ask, is it time?
And now, from the luxurious Albino Raccoon recording studios located in the Midwestern heart of America, it's the Last Voice for Liberty Network. And here's your host, The Mouth.
How we doing, folks? The Mouth right here, the Last Voice for Liberty Network. Come to you with a special little video cast here for you. Just myself, just the Mouth, all by my lonesome, spreading the message of liberty as I try to do every day, either via our website or via the Facebook and Twitter pages. I want to talk to everybody today about these debate that just happened the other day. Everybody's been weighing in their 2 cents worth, whether Romney won or whether Obama won, and then it just boils down to the simple fact that no topics of true substance were addressed. The ones that were addressed were, a lot of crowd pandering to the Hofstra University crowd, especially by President Obama, who continues to just, he's a campaigner, he's a celebrity. He wants to get everybody in the room on his side and get y'all, hey, everybody, just in the room. He wasn't playing to the rest of America, who, as a majority of Americans have no doubt given up on their polls going out today, and posts coming up on major networks that are claiming Romney's looking up landslide victory over Obama. But, when you're running against someone who has the record of Barack Obama, everybody says, oh, he has no record to run on. Oh, he has a record, all right. It's just all fucking bad. And when you're going up against somebody like that, you've got to imagine you're going to have a landslide victory no matter what, even just because, a good chunk of his base is going, hey, pal, you screwed us all over. And your policies and welfare state ideas, nanny state of government taking care of everything is not what America's all about, And more and more people are coming around to it. And there's reasons for this, especially during this debate. We'll go through a few of these questions here that they were asked. First one, obviously, about student loans. Hey, you're in Hofstra University, a bunch of college kids. That's the first question they're going to ask you, is about student loans. Because Romney came out first. He was the first one asked about it. This kid's name was Jeremy. They mentioned him several times. All I have to say is, hey, Jeremy, fuck you, pal. Okay? Anyway, Romney comes out and he said we need to be focused more on jobs that kids to have after they get out of college. I mean, what's the point of going to college if there's no jobs out there for you? Which is an understandable point. If there aren't any jobs for college kids to have when they get out there, why are you going to college? What is the incentive there? Really. And a bunch of these colleges have become, liberal brainwashing institutions. It's college professors out there, and I'm not saying all of them. There's probably quite a few good professors out there, but the fact of the matter is there are some out there who are just strictly in there to promote their own agenda, and this is becoming more evident across the country. As that there's a little girl who, a teacher in Florida, being fired. I believe it's in Florida or West Virginia, somewhere in this nation. I read this article this morning, so you have to bear with me. My memory's kind of hit and miss there sometimes. This teacher cut this girl's hand by trying, because she was frustrated with the girl. She didn't do it, purposely cutting her hand, but she violently grabbed the girl's hand to try and get her to do an Islamic hand sign rite. The children in this class are talking about the teacher prays to Allah 5 times a day, tells the kids how much more superior the Muslim faith is than any other one, regularly campaigns for Barack Obama in her classroom to these children. And these parents, a lot of them didn't really know. Until, the teacher grabbed this girl's hand to show her how to do Islamic hand signs for strength and power or some shit, which, just sounds real fucking educational to me. I don't know why anyone was allowing this to begin with. Is probably because they didn't know. There are teachers and there are professors that are out there pushing an agenda. Not pushing facts, pushing an agenda. Okay? You guys are being, our children are being indoctrinated without the knowledge of us. Anything like my kids, hey, how's school today? Fine. What'd you do in school today? Nothing. Every day. You gotta push them on it. You gotta put it on, what do you mean, nothing? What exactly is nothing? Why would you go to school all day and do nothing? They don't just go to school all day and do nothing. Don't accept the nothing answer from your children. You've got to be a parent. It's just how it works. When we go on to Obama's answer for it, this is where, it obviously, to me, starts, just really getting into, now Romney didn't really give an answer, okay? He didn't really give it, he basically said was, what's the point of going to college if there's no jobs for you? And, that's, in one aspect, is very true, but it's not really an answer on what the government should be doing about student loans. What the government should be doing about student loans? Fucking nothing. It shouldn't be doing student loans. I'm sorry to say this. A lot of people out there can't afford to go to college. Well, why do colleges cost so much that we have to require government assistance to do so? Why is an upper education, if the education in this country is so vastly important for our nation's young people, why does it have to cost so god-awful much? What is the point? I mean, seriously, you've got to pay, $60,000, $70,000 in some of these places a year to get higher education? Yep. Why are you paying for an education? Why are we making our citizens or our young people pay for an education in this country? Education should be funded by, not the government, obviously, but by communities and by the states. It's their responsibility to make sure that they have a good system in place to educate their citizens. If you're not educating your citizens, or you're claiming, we need this technology, we need this much money to do it, they need a facility for this, we need a whole brand new building section here for this. There's so many of these schools that I've gone by, have gigantic campuses that stretch acres. Now, do these gigantic campuses make learning better? Do they make education better for our young people? I really don't. Never, ever, ever met a building that has ever taught me fucking anything. Learning, at its very fundamental principles, very basic ones, requires no specific environment. It requires no specific guidance. It requires an open mind and a willingness to learn. And we're not teaching open-mindedness in schools. They're teaching Islamic hand gestures. They're teaching liberal ideologies and campaigning for political parties. There's an 82-year-old bus driver, worked for the state and the county. They're driving children to and from school for 20 years. Perfect record, always on time, never a problem. 82 years old. Little boys in the back of the bus were cheering for Romney. And she told this one little boy that maybe his mother should have aborted him. This is the same tactic that liberals use constantly. It's, we're for everybody, we want to take care of everybody. But if you support a conservative candidate, the brainwashing has gone this far into these people's heads. If you can support a conservative candidate or a conservative ideal, well, especially just basically a conservative candidate, because conservative ideals are inherent in every human being. We're all basically conservative. Just some people don't ever want to admit it. No one goes out and works a 60-hour week and takes that entire paycheck and gives it to charity. You know, no one finds a $20 bill on the ground and says, no one around, $20 bill right here. I think I'll go give this to a homeless person. If there are people out there, God bless you, and, you know, here's the big old thumbs up. But the fact of the matter is conservative principles are inherent in everyone. It's through manipulation, emotional manipulation, and media manipulation that liberals think that it's a bad idea. It's not a bad idea to spend within your means. It's not a bad idea to be responsible for what you do. It's not a bad idea to work for a living and earn money as opposed to sitting around and letting someone else pay for it. You know, these are not bad ideas. They're not evil. There's no inherent evil behind it. There's no saying this is evil. You can't put an evil connotation onto those things. Now, as Mitt Romney had a few things of real substance to say besides the focusing on making sure jobs, which a main point that the Republican Party has been butchering up. And this is what this debate really was just, you know, how many of our political catchphrases can we squeeze into a 97-minute segment? Yeah. It continues on even worse with Obama. He comes out and claims these 5 million jobs created during his administration. Now, see, there's a gigantic problem with that. When unemployment numbers continue to go up, that means people were losing jobs. So you're creating 5 million jobs, but we lose 4.8 million. That gives you a net gain of 0.2 million jobs created. That's 200,000 jobs in 4 years. Is that something that you want to bring up in your campaign? Would that be something that you'd point out? Unless you knew that your media buddies and the media-controlled, government-controlled media wasn't going to spout that other figure. But the general public's too stupid to put that together. Why would they think, hey, if unemployment numbers kept going up, and the rates were going up, and the rates were staying high, and the jobs reports were saying so many new people were filing for unemployment in such and such a month for these past 4 years, which everybody I know has, then how were these jobs being created weighed against that? Were they at all? Obviously not. When you can't make your point without omitting facts especially the facts that completely deny your point, then you are making no point at all. His answer continued to go on, talking about how investing in auto companies was going to help student loans, changing tax codes, and getting student loan voters. And then he started to go on about energy policy. He's trying to tie all this crap together, folks, because they want you to think of a centralized government of being able to take care of everything all at once. And that's not what the case is. Government cannot even hardly take care of itself without going fucking broke and borrowing money all over the world. The ridiculousness of this man's answer, tying this all crap together, is just a manipulation of leading you to believe that all this must be tied together in order for it to be sustainable and workable. This is nothing more than someone trying to talk you into being fucking socialist. Socialism and fascism has not worked ever in history. And the fact that it's pointed out in fucking history over and over again that it's not worked over and over again, and these people keep doing it, keep trying to push it on you by disguising it, by not telling you, saying, here, look at this duck, but it's not a duck. No! This is a new improved quachyderm. It's brand new. It won't quack. Oh yeah, it's great. Won't quack. Webbed feet just can spread into toes whenever they want. Oil on the feathers just disappears whenever it wants. No. You cannot change the natural order of fucking things and use the same old... You talk about the Republicans going, we're on the same old path and let us down this disaster. Oh, so let's try one that's proven failed. Give me a fucking break. So you have your liberal moderator, Candy Crowley, this Cass Elliot looking beast of a woman. You ever see the old Scooby-Doo cartoons where they had like special guest stars on there? And Cass Elliot, they chased it through the fucking taffy factory and shit, and Cass Elliot was always trying to choke on a sandwich or some shit. That's what this bitch looks like. Swear to God, the fucking beast, man beast woman, whatever, fucking man bear pig, something. To get off this woman's hideousness, she was granted the ability to give follow-up questions, as opposed to the people in the audience being allowed to ask follow-up questions, because Lord knows you can't have citizens start showing other citizens that critical thinking is actually possible. Lord knows you can't have a citizen ask a question and then have the ability to follow it up with an answer that the fucking politician they asked it to doesn't make a lick of sense to begin with. Her follow-up question, she just shoots a right one right to Romney, obviously, because she's CNN employee. They are obviously controlled by the government. Reference Amber Lyon. Goes right after him. Romney starts out with this big old 5-point plan. He said, and then it's all of, well, here's what I would have done. Stuff. You know, I would have taken the auto industry and made them go through a controlled bankruptcy. I would have done this. I would have done that. Oh, what I would have done, not what I'm going to do. The 5-point plan he says he has in place, lists no specifics. Nothing involving anything. We go on, and then it's a more on attack Obama, what Obama did wrong, and what he's done wrong, and or lack thereof. Obama would come on in, and Obama's trying to be clearly more aggressive this debate because Romney just, schooled his ass last time. And he comes up saying, oh, well, everything Romney says that I did is a lie. Gee. Couldn't see that one coming. That was a twist. That made the mouth go, oh? he starts defending the auto bailout, attacking Romney's 5-point plan. Then he's got to make his standard 1%er reference, because we're all either 1% or 47%, or we're just percentages to these motherfuckers, because that's all they ever talk about when it comes to us. We're percentages, people. Listen to what they're saying. Percentages. Romney interrupts momentarily to say, Obama's statements are true, which, God only, they probably ain't. Most of what this asshole has said over the past 4 years has been a crock of shit to begin with. Ladies and gentlemen, when they lie to you so much, lie to you and make you think that we should all be against each other for the way we think, when they make you assume that, well, this guy's a conservative, so he just must be the most evil thing in the world. He's against you, he's against you, he's against you. And he's going to take away everything that you think is good. And you've got another guy saying the same thing. We're going to continue on to different parts of this debate. I did a full-on report. I have a full-on report going on with it. I'll be doing little episodes like this. That's going to go straight on the website. And we're going to have a weekly discussion this weekend. See who's going to come in. We've got all sorts of things to talk to you about besides just these lies and these debates. The only person I don't want to say person because it's not just one person. The only one who won the debates it wasn't Romney. It wasn't Barack Obama. It was the Federal Reserve. Not one mention of them during the entire debate. It was NDAA, the ability to indefinitely detain Americans, suspending habeas corpus. That one. More wars. Romney's probably going to win the presidency. And you heard him talk about straight. So now it's time to start paying attention to what that asshole's saying as well. You don't want to completely ignore him throughout the primaries. No. He's talking good things. Even though at every debate, Ron Paul made him look like a damn fool where he doesn't know what he's talking about because his policies aren't any different from Obama's. You can fucking spell duck a different way and it's still a duck. We, the American people, were the big losers in this debate. For a multitude of reasons. We had no representation. Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, they had representation. Federal Reserve and NDAA, they had representation. The industrial military complex, they had their representation. For more wars, helping the Syrian rebels. Afghanistan, pressuring Al-Qaeda. Got to stop Al-Qaeda. They were the big winners in this debate, people. We're going to continue on with more episodes. I'll be doing more episodes myself, and we'll have a full-on investigation into these debates and a review of Thursday night's debate between Gary Johnson, Jill Stein, and the other two parties from I think there's even another one was added on. So I think that the Obama administration has created or has enabled a socialist party, funded a socialist party to run on these on the more obscure debate. So then you say, "Oh, I'm not socialist. That's the Socialist Party. I'm not socialist. The Socialist Party's over there. I'm a Democrat. Democrat, socialist. You're pushing the same thing, people. We need to wake up and get on to it, folks. I'll be coming back at you with more of these episodes. This is the mouth speaking the way I need to speak it. The word of truth coming right from the mouth. Here on the Last Voice of the Liberty Network.
When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. The utmost manifestation of love and devotion to America is today, as it always has been, resistance of tyranny.